Hi everyone, today I'll be speaking to you about Haven House Services. In quotes is their slogan, Strong Youth, Bright Futures. First, we're going to get into who they are. Haven House Services is a nonprofit organization in Raleigh, North Carolina that helps young people ages 6 through 24 with homelessness support, mental health, and diversion programs. Today I'll be speaking to you about all three of those programs and why you should support this in Raleigh, North Carolina. We're going to get into their history first. Now, Haven House Services started in 1973, but its story starts in 1972. A man named Reverend Al Dimmick was volunteering in juvenile court when a teenage girl came before Judge George Basin. She was unable to return home, but there was no safe place for her to stay. Judge Basin knew a lock training school wasn't the answer, yet at the time there were no other options. At that moment, Reverend Dimmick and Judge Basin together got community members to create a place where young people in crisis could find safety and support. In 1973, Haven House Services opened its doors, providing care through a group home for girls and later on a group home for boys. In 1981, they expanded their services with the opening of the Wren House, which remains the only emergency shelter for youth ages 10 through 17 within a 1.5-hour radius of Raleigh. Now we're going to speak about our first program, which is the homelessness program. This is offered if you choose to put yourself into the Haven House services. Now, my picture for the Wren House is not loading. I apologize. I've tried to get it fixed multiple times. But there's definitely a picture there. Just can't see it, unfortunately. Now, the Wren House is for people who have nowhere safe to go or are experiencing a crisis, moving place to place, staying in a hotel or shelter, sleeping outside or somewhere not meant for living, or they have either run away or are thinking about running away. The Wren House is open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And when you're staying here, you're offered transportation to Wake County schools, counseling and case management support, life skills and recreational activities, and many connections to education, job training, employment, and career opportunities. Now we're going to get into our next program, which is the mental health program. Now, when here at the Haven House Services, they offer two different kinds of therapies. They offer multisystemic therapy and they offer outpatient therapy. Now, when you choose to enroll in multisystemic therapy, this is for families with children aged 12 to 17, and the therapy is used to identify the root causes of emotional, social, and behavioral challenges. Rather than removing the youth from their homes, multisystemic therapy works alongside families to strengthen relationships, build skills, and support stability where it matters most, at the home and in the community. Families in multisystemic therapy have access to individual and family therapy, parent training and support, case management, and 24/7 support and crisis intervention. Now, with outpatient therapy, it supports youth and young adults ages 6 through 24 in understanding and working through emotional, behavioral, and substance use challenges. Families who choose to go down the outpatient therapy route have mental health and substance use assessments, individual and family therapy, individualized goal planning tailored to each person's needs. Now we're going to get into our last section here for mental health programs, and this is the juvenile assessment team. Now, the juvenile assessment team provides comprehensive mental health and substance use assessments for youth involved in the juvenile justice system. As part of their court involvement, young people receive individualized evaluations designed to better understand their needs and connect them with appropriate support. Now, to me, this is one of the most important parts of the program. Um, I feel as though that a lot of children who are thrown into the juvenile systems, they didn't have um, a positive influence in their life. But this program right here, the juvenile assessment team, they are speaking life into the children. They are helping them navigate throughout their life and to ultimately change the path that they're going down, you know? Um, yeah. So the youth in juvenile assessment team, they have access to comprehensive mental health and substance use assessments, recommendations and connections to treatment and community resources when needed, and lastly, brief therapeutic interventions for youth currently detained at the Wake County Detention Center. Now we will get into our last diversion program. I'm sorry, our last program, the diversion programs. So their diversion program helps youth ages 6 through 17 increase responsible behaviors at home, school, and their community so that they do not become involved with the juvenile justice system. And we have two different kinds of tactics, two different kinds of tools for this program. We have the second round and the FCS. Now, the second round is a fitness based after school program for youth and young adults ages 12 to 21 that builds confidence, self discipline, and leadership through movement, mentorship, and community. Participants develop healthy coping skills, positive relationships, and lifelong wellness habits in a safe, structured, and supportive environment that encourages physical, emotional, and social growth. So, in other words, they're using that energy that they may want to use to do things that will have them end up in jail. They're using that energy for something positive, such as working out. Now, the FCS, RCS, I apologize. The Restitution and Community Service Program provides youth ages 10 through 19 with opportunities to complete supervised community service hours and earn restitution as ordered through juvenile court. The program focuses on helping young people take responsibility, build practical skills, and move forward successfully. Now we are going to get into a lady named Taisha. Now, this is her story. When Taisha was 12 years old, she started running away from home, and at 13, she got sent to a lockdown facility. At that time, she had found out she was pregnant, and with her lack of knowledge on children, she would often stay at the library reading baby books. One day, Taisha had heard back from Haven House, them stating that someone was moving out, and they had an opening for her and her son to move in. Now, when Taisha moved in, her counselor at the time described her as a handful, not in a negative way, but in a way that she was so determined. And her counselor stated that there wasn't much that she had to do to drive her. Taisha was her own cheerleader. And because of the choice that Taisha made for her and her son for a new life, the Haven House services have helped her to follow through with her GED credits. And she later on stated that she wanted to be a certified nursing assistant. All right, that is the end of my presentation. Overall, we have now learned that Haven House Services has an important role in creating a positive impact through social programs that focus on education, health, and empowerment. If you choose to support them, you would support giving young adults a second chance in life, many that which a lot of people do not get. Thank you so much for watching.